Hi everyone, hope you're all well, keeping safe and healthy insofar as you can. I am too. You may be pleased or not to hear that. Cool, here we go. So this video is about setting up my stall. Obviously I did a bit of that in the first couple of days, putting out some videos, but I want to give what I think hopefully is an important message and sets up even more how you can work as we go forwards. So a few thoughts about learning and online learning from me. Firstly, online learning, there's huge pressure on teachers and educators to get going with this, and we're doing our best to try and keep you really engaged. I really want that. I want you to feel like you're still part of something here. Okay. I think you are all very good at online learning. I suspect that you musicians do it much more than you might have realized you did, now that that's all that you do. Anyway, so that's good. Here's a few thoughts which I think are really important for you guys to consider. Firstly, music is not a subject that requires a set standard. Don't freak out. You don't need to make an artistic benchmark. That's not how it works. Music is subjective. There is not a set requirement in terms of the standard that you produce. Similarly, it's not a safety compliant industry. You don't need to prove that you can do certain things so you can operate hygienically or safely, or it's not brain surgery or electrical engineering. It's not like that. So that's obviously giving us lots to think about in terms of how things might pan out. And also, there aren't fixed practices. It's not a set regime of stuff that you will learn with us anyway. It's broad and open, and it's very, very individualized for all of you. So hopefully just reminding yourself of those things can be a good thing. Okay, whilst we're in this environment here, I'm going to throw this phrase out at you, which I've done lots of times already, but I'll do it again, which is, quote unquote, the process is the product. I think that's a really useful thing to remind yourself of. And also in this video, I'm really promoting process fueling the product as well. I'm not against the notion of product in music, far from it. And again, reading your blogs yesterday as I was, lots of you are very, very focused on that, which is good. I don't mind that whatsoever. I promote it, and I think that's excellent. Having said that, I think process is very, very important, and I personally would go as far as to say, ultimately for me, process is the product. But then I'm a teacher, so I guess I would say that. Okay, good. So I'm going to try and focus on 3 things over the next set of videos that I put out, and I'll try and label them all really clearly for you. Those 3 things, surprise, surprise, are going to be rhythm, harmony, and melody. And I'm going to focus on these things because I think they hold the ultimate value. No other parameters in music negate the need for investment and output in those things. And I really feel very strongly about that. And I'll just give you 3 examples of that. One with rhythm. Let's have the example of drum replacement using samples. That's very, very common. I'm sure lots of you are involved and engaged with doing that or having that done to you, for you. So you can replace recorded drums or MIDI drums with samples, so you get the polished mass market ready product that you want, or indeed the exact kind of artistic statement that you want to make, regardless of mass market. But you still need an original rhythm to replace the sounds with. So that's my thoughts about that. In terms of ultimately, like, the fundamental thing is rhythm. and then replacing it with samples that is a great thing to do, but that does come after that. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't negate the need to have that original composition of rhythm there in the first place. I read lots on your blogs about harmony. Lots of you talk about your frustrations whereby composing using chords is concerned, and I would suggest to you that processes that involve random choices, or choices which are just, if I could just get to the next chord, and once I've got that one, then I'll see where I go from there, and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. I'm not saying that's bad, but of course you don't need necessarily a course or a teacher for that. That's something that you can already do. So I'm going to try and focus some more on some harmonic teaching, because I believe that will help you create more products. The more harmonic control that you have, and understanding and appreciation of it, is just going to increase the amount of products that you can make. There's a direct link there. I was reading yesterday, a student was saying that as you write more and more, your options become more and more limited, and you find yourself writing the same thing over and over again. That's something I've experienced as well. So a great advert for really developing harmonic understanding, and I'll get to that too. And the last one is melody, which is a thing that I struggle with. I don't sing well or play melodies well at all, and as a result I find them difficult to kind of write. Lots of you are obviously brilliant at performing melodies and composing them, which is fantastic. But consider this, the catchiest hook, the earworm of earworms, and the most kind of attractive melody you could conceive, they both play off the idea of intervals or tones that have a certain feel against a tonic, or certainly in our culture, that's the thing. So do have a think about that, and hopefully you agree with me that those three things are of ultimate value. Everything else comes after those three things, or certainly, in the short time I've been thinking about making this video, that seems to make sense. Okay, so part 1 for today. Sign off here, and I'll see you in part 2 in a bit. Okay, thanks. Ciao.